Oh Lord, y'all couldn't hear me. Oh, what a night, what a day. Thank you, family. Thank you, family. Thank you, family. So I'll back up. This is Cummins to support Black-owned businesses. Cummins base, if you're on the New York Stock Exchange, y'all, the CMI is planning to distribute $3 million to support Black-owned businesses in Indianapolis and Columbus, as well as Minneapolis and Memphis. The company is working with community development, financial institutes, nonprofit organizations, and municipal partners to distribute the funds. Cummins says it launched Cummins Advocating for Racial Equity last year to help undo the systemic discrimination against the Black community in the United States. So pay attention, y'all. Monies are out there and it's coming. Pay attention. Cummins, y'all. Look them up. Another article, this was about New Jersey Foundation to invest $1 million
for unconventional loans to support Black-owned businesses. New Jersey in the house, y'all. The Pascal Sykes Foundation, an organization formed to help working class families thrive, announced Wednesday it is investing in Black business enterprises in New Jersey. The foundation said it is donating $1 million to the Equitable Small Business Initiative, facilitated by the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey and New Jersey Community Capital, which it said will expand the entrepreneurial opportunities for Black-owned businesses in the state. So New Jersey, be on the lookout, The Small Business Initiative, facilitated by the African American Chamber of Commerce. Go get yours. Next article I wanted to bring to you. I bring you reparations, y'all. But this one, I think we have to know how other people actually think. So I wanted to share this article. It says some final thoughts on reparations. Larry Elder, whoever he is, says, how would reparations be funded? Conservative writer Michael Medved estimates that only 5% of whites in America bear any authentic sort of generational guilt for the exploitation of slave labor. Says only 5% of white people have any guilt about this. He goes on to say, why should anyone but Democrats pay? Scholar Dinesh D'Souza notes that all but a handful of slave owners were Democrats. The Ku Klux Klan, at its height of power and popularity, was known by the NAACP as the terror wing of the Democratic Party. The KKK was founded by Democrats. I did not say by the Democratic Party, but by Democrats. As a percentage of their party, more House Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act of 1964 than did House Democrats. Let me read that again. He says, as a percentage of their party, more House Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act of 1964 than did House Democrats. As a percentage of their party, more Senate Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act of 1964 than did Senate Democrats. He goes on to say, he talks about Dr. King, and he goes on to say, in 1964, King gave an interview to the BBC where he predicted there could be a Black president in less than 40 years. I would think that this can come in 25 years or less. He's quoting King, quote unquote. He goes on to say, just about right on the 40-year schedule, America elected Barack Obama. But damn, 40 years, y'all, 40 years. King did not say that in less than 40 years' time, there will have been a Black female president of an Ivy League college, which we have had. He did not say in 40 years, there will be a singular, again, a Black CEO of a Fortune 500 company. There have been several. He's trying to make his point, y'all. He goes on to say, King didn't say in 40 years, there will be a singular again, a Black governor of a state like Virginia, the capital state of the Confederacy, which has happened. He didn't say when 80% of Blacks will no longer be poor, which is now the case. He's really trying to make his case, right? He's really trying to make his case. He did a terrible job. He says a Black female. Took 40 years, but we got a Black female president of an Ivy League college, which we have had, a singular. A Black CEO of a Fortune 500 company, which we have had several. Yeah, just a handful, right? And a Black governor of a state like Virginia. He could keep this argument. He didn't do well at all. But he goes on to say, far more important than the issue of reparation is this. Why has the rate of out-of-wedlock births in the Black community nearly tripled from 1965 until now, when America is clearly less racist now than 56 years ago? Even during slavery, a Black child was more likely to live under a roof with his or her biological mother and biological father than today. This makes linking today's problems to slavery and Jim Crow all the more difficult. See, what he doesn't understand is in the 70s, when the 60s and 70s, welfare did not allow our black men to be in the homes. And then what did they do? They locked them up. Mass incarceration. So he doesn't, his argument is flawed. It's totally flawed. In 1965, he goes on to say 24% of black children were born outside of wedlock. In 2018, the latest year available, that number was 69%. Yeah. Mass incarceration, brother, if he doesn't know. Goes on to say, finally, Obama, when asked about reparations in 2016, said this. So now he's quoting Obama. It is easy to make that theoretical argument, but as a practical matter, it is hard to think of any society in human history in which a majority population has said that as a consequence of historic wrongs, we are now going to take a big chunk of the nation's resources over a long period of time to make that right. Barack, I swear you threw us under the damn bus. So he goes on to say he was right, that Barack was right. Barack was wrong. Ask Black America. Keeping up with Congress, y'all. I like to bring you some reparations information. I actually looked it up because I wanted to know who these black governors were. And we've actually had two. Deval Patrick was one, and David Deval Patrick over in Massachusetts, and David Patterson, black governor out of New York. Interesting, y'all. We've made so much progress. It took 40 years to get where we are. 40. That's a lifetime, right? Let's dive into these bills. Senate Bill 346. Let's dive in before I go off the deep end with these folks. Senate Bill 346. I'm gonna make my screen larger now that y'all can hear me. Here we go. Senate Bill 346 is a bill to end preventable maternal mortality and severe maternal morbidity in the United States and close disparities in maternal health outcomes. So this is Senator Cory Booker, Democrat out of New Jersey, Senator Cory Booker. I looked it up because I want us to understand the difference between maternal mortality and maternal morbidity. So we would understand maternal mortality refers to deaths due to complications from pregnancy at childbirth. So mortality is death at childbirth. And maternal morbidity is an overarching term that refers to any physical or mental illness or disability directly related to pregnancy and or childbirth. These are not necessarily life-threatening, but can have a significant impact on the quality of life. Y'all, didn't I tell my son that from 7 to 7:30 I do this broadcast, and he walking in the door smiling? Listen, I'm sorry, y'all. Life. Life happens. Go on upstairs, son. Go on upstairs. Keeping up with Congress, y'all. Senate Bill 347, Senate Bill 347 is Data to Save Moms Act. Now, why is he walking around? If he don't take his behind upstairs, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm still mama. Okay. All in the middle of my broadcast, y'all. Keeping up with Congress. Senate Bill 347. Data to Save Moms Act. This is Senator Smith, Tina Smith, Democrat out of Minnesota. Democrat out of Minnesota. I actually found this bill in the last Congress, the 116th Congress. I didn't find any information about her Data to Save Moms Act currently, but here's what she proposed last Congress. This bill establishes the task force on maternal health data and quality measures and certain grants for maternal mortality review committees to address maternal mortality and severe maternal morbidity among women in minority populations. So when I see this bill from last Congress and then her initiative from this Congress, Data to Save Moms Act, why is she not collaborating with Cory Booker to put all this in one bill? Why are we all over the place? This is keeping up with Congress, y'all. Keeping up with Congress. Senate Bill 347. Senate Bill 348 is a bill to provide an earned path to citizenship to address the root cause of migration and responsibly manage the southern border and to reform the immigrant visa system. So a bill to provide an earned path to citizenship to address the root cause of migration and responsibly manage the southern border. Senator Robert Menendez, Democrat out of New Jersey. Immigration, y'all. I told you we see a lot of abortion bills that affect our veterans, immigration, national security, gun legislation, and streamlining some of these processes, y'all. So Senate Bill 348 is an immigration bill. Senate Bill 349, Seniors Fraud Prevention Act of 2021, Seniors Fraud Prevention Act of 2021. Amy Klobuchar, Democrat out of Minnesota, y'all. Miss Amy, what is she talking about? This bill directs the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, to establish an office within the Bureau of Consumer Protection to advise the FTC on preventing fraud targeting seniors and to assist the FTC in monitoring the market for mail, television, internet, telemarketing, and recorded messaged telephone calls, robocalls, fraud targeting seniors. So this is where they're targeting our seniors, y'all. Amy Klobuchar say no more of that. Senate Bill 349, the Seniors Fraud Prevention Act of 2021. Senate Bill 350 is the Newborn Screening Saves Lives Reauthorization Act of 2021, the Newborn Screening Saves Lives Reauthorization Act of 2021. So this one's pretty lengthy, but I definitely wanted to read it to you because, as a mother of two, y'all heard my son. That's my oldest. He's 22. My younger is, how old is my 19? I'm an old lady, y'all. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I'm up there. Senate Bill 350. But in this Newborn Screening Saves Lives Reauthorization Act, it says for the past half century, virtually every one of the more than 4 million infants born in the United States each year has undergone newborn screening. Newborn screening is a well-established and proven state public health program that identifies newborns with certain genetic, metabolic, hormonal, and functional conditions. Initially, affected newborns appear healthy, but can deteriorate quickly and without warning. Approximately 1 in every 300 newborns in the U.S. has a condition that can be detected through screening. With the early detections afforded by newborn screening, affected infants receive prompt treatment, which can prevent permanent disability, development delay, and even death. No child should suffer or die when there is a means to identify and treat the condition. So I thought this was some really good legislation. It goes on to talk about that President Obama actually signed it into law. It says President Obama signed into law the Newborn Screening Saves Lives Reauthorization Act on December 18th of 2014. So this is to build upon what President Obama had actually signed in 2014. So I thought this was good legislation on the heels of my son coming in and these babies being born. Senator Margaret Wood Hassan, Democrat out of New Hampshire. Senate Bill 351, the Nicholas and Zachary Burt Memorial Carbon Monoxide Poisoning Prevention Act of 2021. So the Nicholas and Zachary Burt Memorial Carbon Monoxide Poisoning Prevention Act of 2021. This bill directs the Consumer Product Safety Commission to award grants to states and tribal organizations to install carbon monoxide alarms in the homes of low-income families and older adults and facilities that commonly serve children or older adults. So this is to install some carbon monoxide, some sensors into low-income families' homes, y'all. Senate Bill 351. I tell you, when I see a lot of this legislation, it is clear the air we breathe, the water we drink, the clothes we wear, the cars we drive, everything, the light switch you turn on is political. So there is absolutely no way around not being in politics. So when I hear people say, I don't do politics, I don't have time, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice because everything we do in this country is rooted in politics. The windows on your house, the nail polish on your hands, it's politics. There's no way around it. So, just remind people that we have to keep our eyes on Congress, because this is where the money is. Senate Bill 351, Nicholas and Zachary Burt Memorial Carbon Monoxide Poisoning Prevention Act. Senate Bill 352 is the Healthcare Improvement Act of 2021. Senator Mark Warner, Democrat out of Virginia. Healthcare Improvement Act of 2021. So the Healthcare Improvement Act of 2021 aims to protect healthcare coverage for Americans living with pre-existing conditions, while also expanding access to quality and affordable healthcare coverage for working families. So this is Senator Warner. It's about healthcare coverage, Senate Bill 352. And this is why I believe in Medicare for all, y'all. Let's just get it right. Nothing else. Make sure we have a healthy population in these United States, right? Let's make sure that people are healthy. Preventative treatment, the necessary treatment that they need. How hard is that? Senate Bill 352. Senate Bill 353 is the End Police Use of Chokeholds. Y'all, End Police Use of Chokeholds Act of 2021. Senator Amy Klobuchar, when she was campaigning and running for what was she running for, the presidency? Minnesota wasn't having it, y'all. Minnesota knew the truth. Minnesota was not having it. So for her to introduce this, maybe she's trying to get it right. Let's hope she is. Senator Klobuchar, Democrat out of Minnesota. When I saw Minnesota, I'm like, well, what's going on with the Derek Chauvin trial? Y'all, I saw that this was put out a few minutes ago that the trial has had a setback. 2 jurors dismissed over knowledge of the $27 million settlement to George Floyd family. Y'all, we're gonna have to pay attention, because I don't know. I hope this man don't walk. But you know what? This is America. This is America, right? Senate Bill 353. I'm gonna hold on to this one. Let me put this one we're gonna add this one to the website. We're gonna keep our eyes on it. We're gonna actually talk about this amongst us with withhold the vote. All right. Senate Bill 354 is the Metro Safety Accountability and Investment Act of 2021. Senator Mark Warner, Democrat out of Virginia, the Metro Safety Accountability and Investment Act. It's about the rail system. The Metro Accountability and Investment Act is a balanced proposal that recognizes the federal government's responsibility to the funding, safety, and reliability of Metro. The Metro Accountability and Investment Act would reauthorize the Passenger Rail Investment Improvement Act funding for 10 years and provide additional federal funding contingent on safety and oversight reforms, including strengthening the Office of the Inspector General. And we actually saw this bill, and we've seen this already in the House. So they're working over in the House and in the Senate to get this bill passed, because we've already seen this on a previous broadcast. So Senate Bill 354. Senate Bill 355, Senate Bill 355 is the COVID-19 Medical Debt Collection Relief Act of 2021. This is Senator Chris Van Hollen, the COVID-19 Medical Debt Collection Relief Act of 2021. This bill has a co-sponsor, and it's a bill that could put a hold on what he calls draconian measures implemented by debt collection agencies over medical expenses. Right now, people are struggling, he said. 1 in 4 working American adults are having problems paying their medical bills, so it's hanging over their head. Similar to eviction moratoriums, the legislation will prevent these debt collection practices through the end of the state of emergency. Van Hollen said there should be relief for medical debt when there are currently other forms of relief at the federal level. So yeah, don't hold this medical debt over these people's heads. Senate Bill 355. Senate Bill 356 is the TOPS Act. The TOPS Act, this is Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. She's a Democrat out of Nevada. This is the Transportation Opportunities for Professional Services. So TOPS, Transportation for Professional Service Act. It's legislation aimed at developing a 21st century transportation workforce through federal training and educational programs. The TOPS Act directs the United States Department of Transportation, the DOT, to create a task force to conduct an assessment of the current state of the transportation workforce and develop strategies to improve and diversify it. It also directs the DOT to expand 21st century transportation jobs by increasing expertise in cybersecurity and other emerging technologies. Y'all, this is money. And it's funny, these task force, these study groups. How do we get on some of these task force and study groups? Keeping up with Congress, y'all. Somebody's sitting on this. Somebody making some decisions. How do we get on these task force and study groups? Senate Bill 356. Senate Bill 357 is the DART Act, D-A-R-T, DART Act of 2021. Senator Crapo. Ooh, what a name. Mike Crapo. Ooh, C-R-A-P-O, Crapo. Republican out of Idaho, y'all. Idaho. Crapo out of Idaho. I'm not trying to be funny, but it is. I'm sorry. The DART Act. Let's see if it's some good legislation. Let's see what it is, because I could stop talking about his name. Legislation to help stop unwanted robocalls. Okay, I hate robocalls. Thank you. This is the Data Analytics Robocall Technology, the DART Act. The DART Act would require the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, to report to Congress on the effectiveness of call blocking programs. So, yeah, okay. He could stop the robocalls, Mr. Crapo out of Idaho. Senate Bill 357, y'all. Keeping up with Congress. Senate Bill 358 is the Tribal Transportation Equity and Transparency Improvement Act of 2021. This is Senator John Thune, Republican out of South Dakota. The Tribal Transportation Equity and Transportation Improvement Act. So this bill aims to improve the tribal transportation program, which provides critical transportation funding for tribal communities, helping improve communities' roles, economies, and safety. So this is some monies for the tribal communities, y'all. Senate Bill 358. And every time I see it, I think about reparations for those who are descendants of slaves in this country. Slavery, chattel slavery. We got to be more and more specific in our verbiage. Senate Bill 358. Senate Bill 359. Senate Bill 359 is the FEED Act with 2 E's and 2 D's Act of 2021. This is Senator John Hoeven, Republican out of North Dakota, the FEED Act. This bipartisan bill will provide farmers and ranchers emergency flexibility to help alleviate livestock feed shortages. So this is the FEED Act, 2 E's and 2 D's. Senate Bill 359. Senate Bill 360, y'all. We are at the half hour. We got a couple more minutes and we have made it. Senate Bill 360, the 21st Century Space Grant Modernization Act, the 21st Century Space Grant Modernization Act of 2021. This is Senator Shelley Capito, Republican out of West Virginia. I found this bill from the 2019 Congress. I didn't find any information from this 117th Congress, but I found it from 2019 and 2020's Congress. So here's what it said then. It said this bill revises provisions relating to the National Space Grant College and Fellowship Program. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, shall carry out the program with the objectives of providing hands-on research, training, and education programs with measurable outcomes in each state. So it's some grant money, y'all, for NASA. Senate Bill 360. So we have made it. We're at the half hour. We made it. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. Y'all, I thank you for joining me. I know this is a lot. It's a lot of information, but I am clear we will not be experts on any of this. Let's not even try to be, but let's just make sure that we keep up with Congress. We keep our eyes and our ears open, because guess what? When 2022 rolls around, we need receipts in these political streets. No more. I just can't imagine us going to the polls and voting for somebody because they Black or they a woman, or we don't know who else to vote for. We just can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't show up and vote because they got a D behind their name, and that's all we know how to do is go vote and vote Democrat. I tell y'all, when I traveled around the state of Georgia, the first thing people would ask me, "You a Democrat? You a Democrat?" They didn't even ask me my name, what I'm running for, what I stand on. "You a Democrat? You a Democrat?" You don't even know how many times I heard it. I'm not going to, I don't want us to be that naive anymore and go to the polls and voting for somebody just because they're a Democrat or just because they're a Republican, whatever your preference, or independent. Let's be smarter with our votes, because this is why we keep ending up where we are. Of course, y'all, I'll be back. I ain't gonna get on my soapbox. We have our meeting tonight on the back end. Did I have this on the screen the whole time that y'all couldn't hear me? Lord, y'all work with me. Your girl, I didn't know I had that comment on the screen. So I didn't even have up withholdthevote.org. Y'all, it's been one of those days. Cash App us. Help us out. We have been very intentional about showing up. We've been very intentional about doing this work. We're committed. We can't do it alone. I will not do this by myself. I won't. I'm just one person. So I need you. We need you to show up where you can. Continue to share this broadcast. Continue to support. Continue to be a part of this effort. This is how we hold these people accountable, and this is how we get what we want out of these elected officials. So I will see you tomorrow at 7:00 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, family. And you know I'm gonna put your comments up on the screen. Y'all been teasing me all up in the thread today, but that's all right. Y'all know I'm a little country. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube.